I'm Tabatha Rahman. I'm a PhD student at Laval University here in Quebec City, and I'm crazy about ground ice. Now, what I mean by that is that I'm fascinated about ice wedges, which are a type of ground ice which form over hundreds to thousands of years in permafrost. One of the main reasons I'm interested in ice wedges is because of the effect they have on the landscape and ecosystems around them, especially when they're forming or when they're melting away. Thanks to the generous support of the Weston Family Foundation through the WCS Weston Family Boreal Research Program, I was able to collect 1,000 pounds of permafrost in northern Manitoba last summer in order to investigate the dynamics of ice wedges and permafrost. Come on, let me show you my samples. So now that you've seen my permafrost samples, let me tell you a little bit about my research project. So for my fieldwork, I traveled to Churchill in northern Manitoba, where I stayed at the Churchill Northern Studies Center. Using a helicopter, I traveled to the Barrens every day to reach my study sites. The Barrens are at the extreme northwest of the Hudson Bay Lowlands, shown in pink, and they are a region with lots of ice wedge polygons in a continuous permafrost zone. Because thawing of ice wedge permafrost in response to climate warming causes a variety of changes to the landscape and to the ecosystems, it's very important to know the volume and the distribution of ice wedges in this region. The way the landscape will evolve in response to permafrost thaw really affects the plants and animals living there, including polar bears. The Barrens is actually one of the world's largest polar bear maternity denning areas, and female polar bears make their maternity dens in permafrost along lake shores and riverbanks. In fact, when photographers want to take pictures of polar bears, they usually come here. It's also important to mention that the Barrens lie in the traditional territories of the Cree, Dene, and Métis nations, and it is very close to Inuit Nunangat. I'm very grateful for the privilege of working and learning from their land. So if you were to fly over the Barrens with a helicopter, this is probably what you would see. You would see some thermokarst lakes and lots of flat polygonal peat plateaus. Those polygons that you see, or the cracks, are locations of ice wedges. The question is, how deep are they and how big are they? If you've never seen permafrost before, which is soil that has been at or under 0 degrees Celsius for at least 2 consecutive years, well, you're probably not the only one. Permafrost can look very different depending on where it was collected, but here are a few examples of permafrost that I collected last summer from northern Manitoba. And here's how we extracted it. This exciting and fun research wouldn't be possible without the generous support from the Weston Family Foundation and the WCS Weston Family Boreal Research Fellowship, nor would it be possible without my incredible field team. Now I'd like to share with you some pictures from behind the scenes. So this type of fieldwork gets people dirty, and I mean really dirty. The type of dirt that doesn't come off after a long shower. This type of fieldwork also comes with its fair share of bugs and swollen eyes. And as amazing as fieldwork is, it always comes with its set of challenges. For example, this is a video of my colleague Manu trying to extract some of our permafrost cores. And last but not least, the last challenge I faced was shipping my frozen samples, all 1,000 pounds of it, back to Quebec City and making sure it stayed frozen, which it did. So I'd like to thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great day.